Dr. Robert. He is a university professor based in Japan, and he explores how emerging technologies reshape the learning experience and the pedagogical shifts that are required for today's dynamic classrooms. As a well-recognized international speaker, he encourages educators to embrace innovation without losing sight of critical thinking and deep, meaningful learning. He also serves as founder and editor of the University Grapevine, which is a global newsletter for educators. Robert, we are so lucky and so happy to have you join us this morning. The floor is yours. Over to you.
Thanks so much, Flamin. Can you hear me okay? Am I
Yes, we
coming
can.
through fine? Great. That's
Yes,
great. And
absolutely.
Yosra, thank you so much as well for having me come. It's a great honor. It's a wonderful webinar, and the focus is fantastic. I mean, this is the big thing right now, talking about not only what is AI, but now, of course, what are we going to do with this thing now that it's here? And then obviously, I think the things I'm focusing on here in Japan as a professor will be very similar for everybody here today. These fears about what AI is, now it's here. Is it a good thing for our students thinking? Is it a bad thing? And where does it go from here? That's really what I'm going to try and bring to the table a little bit today. So thank you all so much for coming. I'm going to just start right away with my PowerPoint. Um, I believe the best thing to do is put questions maybe in the chat. If they are not addressed during the presentation, I will do my very best to leave a good, say, 10 minutes or so at the end so that we can address those. So please don't be shy. If you have questions or comments or thoughts, I'm here to learn too, so please share. Okay, so let me go ahead and start. So you can already see the title here. So deeper waters ahead, building learners who think with AI. So we are at the moment in a big ocean with AI, and it seems to be getting deeper and deeper. We seem to be moving further and further along this journey with this technology that's been around for a long time, but certainly on our screens or on our students' phones, much more, with much more accessibility in the last 3 or 4 years as well. So I'm going to talk about it in what I call waves. The first couple are going to sound very, very familiar to you. Um, we've certainly passed the first wave of AI now, which is that, beginning of 2022, probably mostly, where everyone was in this kind of wow phase. Wow, AI, it's here, it's on our phones, it's accessible. ChatGPT was the big one to begin with. Oh my God, what are the possibilities? Great. I love that kind of excitement, that kind of hype that comes with a new technology. But as you all have experienced, that was quickly followed by a kind of, uh-oh, what's happening? The power of this technology is probably surpassing the thinking of people. And is this thing getting a little bit out of control? So I think that wave was about, is AI going to make everybody lazy or stupid? Critical thinking at the very much at the forefront of this. So this was the second wave. It says until 2024. It could be still a little bit now. I think a lot of the conversations I have with other people, some of the presentations I see, the panel discussions, people really feel a little bit trapped in this second wave still. This kind of, what is AI? Should we get rid of it? I think we should be moving past that a little bit now into what is the third wave, which is a lot more practical. And, AI isn't going anywhere. And I think, what we've all started to think about a lot now is where do we put it? How do we integrate it? That really is the biggest quest we have, certainly in 2026. I think it's going to go a little bit beyond that, actually, the third wave, probably going on for a couple more years while we all kind of have institutes and, our schools or universities figure out what guidelines to set and things like that. We're still a little bit behind in places. And then a fourth wave. I mean, what comes after this? AI for Gen Alpha. We've got Gen Beta on the way. We've got all these new generations of students and learners coming. What is their world going to be like? So I'll kind of put some thoughts on that at the end as well. I think the third wave is going to be of most interest to people today. So I hope I come up with some things that you can take away. So just quickly go through them. Yes, this was the wow factor. I'll go through this pretty quick. That was the first wave. What is this amazing thing? It came to us, endless possibilities, right? A new exciting world. You can probably all remember this. Wow, can I make things more efficient? Can I differentiate instruction? Can learners of different levels or interests or abilities all now learn together? And one we all ask even now is, can I do less work because of AI? And you can. It's a good thing, It can definitely help you with your planning and materials and things. And things got out of control really quickly. The gap between the information that students and us as teachers were getting coming and launching at us was just really surpassing the learning. It was getting a bit too fast and a little bit dangerous. Where is this going to go from here? It's such a powerful thing. So we all moved into what we know as the second wave. And this image here probably covers what happened quite a lot. Um, is it making students lazy? Maybe you still feel like this today. I encourage you not to. I encourage you to change your mind a little bit if you're feeling this way, because if you don't, I think you're going to be feeling like that for the rest of your career. I think it's now time for us to really start thinking of it. Okay, where do we go from here? But it was something that we all experienced, certainly, a kind of panic, this flood of amazing homework. You remember those first assignments that came through when AI was big, looking at the essays from students, like, oh my goodness, this is PhD quality, And then how do you assess? Where do you go from there? There's no voice from the student, certainly no thinking that went on. All of that went way into the background. And what did we do? How did we react? They're all cheats. Why are they cheating? This frustration, this anger. They're getting more stupid. They're addicted. What is this terrible thing? We kind of turned on AI, didn't we? And that's a completely natural response. I don't think that was a bad thing at all. I think that was all of the teachers becoming critical thinkers about it, which leads us into where we are now, which I think is the most important stage, which is this third wave. And I think some of us have started in this era a little bit earlier than others. Some of us maybe haven't entered this kind of wave of thinking yet in the ocean of AI. And I think we really need to. I think this is the way to not only help students and save them, if you like, in terms of their progress and growth as people, but your own kind of, frustration and health. I think well-being and stress as a teacher as well. I think it's important we get practical things we can focus on with AI to help us feel a lot better about the situation. And it's there. People are doing this. So let's take a look. I'm going to break it down into four things that I've worked on a lot in research. I've talked about a lot, especially in 2025 and the beginning of this year. And this is a kind of collection of my own beliefs, but also the research that's out there, and a lot of discussions, a lot of, webinars like this, or panels, or face-to-face conferences where I presented and had all those nice chats with coffee with people, and also talking to students. I think that's a big thing, and I'll come to that soon. Trying to understand what they think about it all, because they're the guys who are using it, and they're the ones who are really being affected, I think. So they are connect, guide, reflect, and assess. And I think these are the four kind of pillars that we need to look at to support the future of learning with AI. And I'll go through these one by one. I'll give you some of my own ideas. I also have some recent examples from places in the world that most of them are either at the end of 2025 or around that time. That have shown people are actually doing this as well on a big level. So connect is the first one, right? So what I really mean by this is we need to keep up with what's real for the students. Um, Gen Alpha, Gen Z, the next generations of students, the world and the classroom they're going to be in is going to be very different and it's going to keep changing. So how can we match their environment to what they need? Because we're not only talking about how they might learn a language or how they might grow in a university or a job or something like that, what are their career needs? Because those things are all going to change. Um, AI is continuously changing the world. The world's changing in other ways too. So imagining our students today, you need to imagine them 10 years from now or 20 years from now. What skills do they need? So we need to start matching a lot better. One of the things is just understanding the students. This is the connect side of it. So I think we all need to spend, first of all, a lot more time just sitting with students, watching what they do with AI and kind of just understanding their thinking at the moment as well. Um, I think teachers, I think a lot of people here, I'm sure, agree, student talk time or student think time should be a much higher percentage than the teachers in a classroom, especially a language classroom, I think. And I think we just need to make sure we dedicate a lot of time to watch what our students are doing. I'll give you some examples of how to do that in a moment. Diaries are quite useful. I think perhaps it's a time now where students could spend a lot more time reflecting on what they're doing, especially if we're talking about the use of AI. How did they make the decisions they made? Why did you make that decision with AI? Rather than just the product, what comes out of it at the end, which really doesn't involve that much thinking on the student's part, right? Um, and affect, their emotions. I think it's important to make a focus on how they're feeling about things when they do all this as well. And all of these points help us as educators connect more with the students. I think we're in a big danger at the moment, excuse me, of not really understanding the thinking that's going on or the usage that's going on. I certainly don't think, myself included, that we know exactly what students are doing with AI, even today. So spending a lot more time connecting with them is a big thing. And one thing I published a couple of years ago now, it's even 2 years since this was published. And there are similar things I've seen come out last year and um, even more recently. I think at the beginning of this year, I saw some of these. Just finding ways to kind of observe and think as teachers ourselves about how learners are engaging with AI. What are they doing with it? Um, I have a checklist here. You can see a QR. If you don't get the QR code, don't worry. You can get this at the end, or I'll send it to you. Um, but basically, engagement has been a big part of my research the last 5 to 10 years. And you can break that down. It's not just, are they motivated? That's not really what engagement is. You can look at a lot of different aspects of engagement. There you can see is the behavioral engagement. What are they actually doing? If you're talking about language learning, that could be something as simple as speaking to people or writing things down or, things you can kind of observe usually. Um, but thinking's kind of a part of that. There's a lot of overlap with some of these. And checklists like this are not a magic solution. Please don't think of it like that. I'm not giving you anything fantastic here. This is just a way for you to reflect as an educator on the impact AI is having on your students. For example, if you took a step recently and you said, okay, I'm doing writing assignments or debates or discussions, and I want to use some AI in that. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's a positive thing for debates, especially things like that. But you're not quite sure if that was a good idea or not. Did the AI actually have an effect on the students that I thought that it should have? I mean, how would you know? And you wouldn't know unless you took some time to actually really look at it under a microscope like this. So you could either just think about these answers, or you could watch students, or you could ask them what they thought. So there's questions in checklists like this, like for A, number one, please just look at number one there. Because of AI, are your learners now doing more or less work overall in class? So introducing that I don't know what it would be, a chat bot or something, on their phones. Did it make them do more or less work? Obviously, you would like it to make them do more, but you'd have to think about this. It's not an easy answer. And then on the right there, you could circle, okay, I think it made them do more or maybe less. Um, NCNS is a nice option. That means no change or not sure, if you have no idea, which you might circle for a lot of these things, which is fine. At least we're thinking about it. We're considering what the impact of AI might be on those students, right? Which is what we need to do right now in this third wave, a real critical look at its value to decide whether we want it there or not, really. So you can go through all these questions, this behavioral stuff, did they speak more or less? Maybe more there. Taking more chances to participate? Maybe I don't know, not sure. And then number four, is it more or less equal participation? Maybe it was less. Maybe because of AI, one student kind of shied out of the group and didn't take part as much. And that would be a concern. That would be something you have to think about, right? So you can make total scores here. You can take a look at what you think the impact was. Again, they're not magic numbers. You want more to be the highest number, obviously, but numbers for less or not sure, those are great thinking points for us as educators. So this is helping us connect with students in the way they may or may not be using AI in the way we want them to. And then emotional engagement, if you know what that is, it's basically their enjoyment. Are they enjoying the learning process? Do you think I've put? Because you can't be sure. You can ask them and take a guess. Cognitive engagement, that's a big one, kind of their critical thinking. Do you think they're, thinking more about work, challenging themselves more or less, things like that? Social is a very important one. D as well. We want to see people interacting with each other, maybe with the teacher, their peers. They get a lot of things out of that rather than just the subject, of course, right? They're learning social skills, especially younger learners too, I think. And then E is agentic engagement. Basically, we want to see proactive learners. Imagine a student who is always asking you questions, and then suddenly, because AI is on their phone, they don't ask you any questions anymore. Or they just kind of look for the output from AI and don't even go after the questions. Or you may have the opposite. It might be a student who never said anything in class, and AI has just sparked all their curiosity, and now their hand is up all the time. That's a great impact. So we're going to think about these things when you use a checklist like this. You can create scores on the right. Again, this isn't a perfect system, but we want to see more of these more things. That means there was a great positive impact of AI, right? And then the less things and the not sure or no change, you can come back to, you can take a look at later. So happy to share that. It's just an example, one way you can do this kind of thing. I think we can just use our own critical thinking skills, really. But what you need to do is invest the actual physical time of standing and sitting with students to connect more with them. In this wave of AI we're in at the moment, there needs to be much more time in a classroom with the teacher doing nothing except watching and listening. I think that's crucial, especially if you're bringing AI in. Um, as something you think should be having a good impact, right? Keio University in Tokyo. This is a great, sorry, in Japan here is a great example. This was in December 2025. They've actually gone as far as to launch an AI native initiative. So what this means is they're actually going to help students and their courses get much more aligned with AI as a kind of mediatory thing where the students can kind of guide the curriculum. I think it's, oh, sorry, I've gone the wrong way there. Um, so they're actually designing an AI environment that's going to really match the needs and the habits and the way students work. Um, it's big data, right? They're going to collect what they're all doing with AI, how they interact with things, and they're going to use that to actually have the students um, kind of guide the way this is going to work out. They're going to look at how the students are actually exploring and working with tools, something that I don't think a lot of us are doing at the moment. I think we're just kind of assuming what they may or may not do. We need more actual data of what they do with AI in their learning processes. And then they're the active partners, the students in this project. The idea is that they're going to shape the principles and the courses and the curriculums, the outlines of what goes on in the university. I mean, in theory, I think this sounds fantastic. I want to see how it works out. It's only just been launched last year. I think it's a very bold initiative, and I love the idea of it. The fact that this could really connect with modern learning and modern students and the way they're going to shape their own learning processes as well. Um, and a big thing as well, is going to be across all disciplines as well. So, I mean, different classes have different things, right? If you're learning biology or learning languages or mathematics, they're all different. So, it's quite a large scale thing they're going to do in that university, and I'm going to hopefully keep up to date with that. present about that later as well. Um, so that's Connect. Guide is the next one. This is quite a simple one. This is basically about how to create you might call them rules, you might call them assistants. Um, what do we set in place for students in terms of what AI should and shouldn't be used for in, for example, classrooms, right? So you'll see a lot of these things around. I know in TESOL there's a huge amount of publications now. I'm actually going to show one of those in a moment, which I quite like. Where we'll create a kind of, levels of maybe 1 to 5, how much you can use AI. It depends on the discipline, it depends on the assignment. I'll come to that as well. But we need to do a lot of work on this. We're still very far away from really making it clear to students how they can or shouldn't use AI in the learning process. Some people were quite big on agreements. I'm not such a fan on this because it seems a bit like a threatening contract with students, which I don't think we can really follow through with. We only see them when we have them in our classrooms, and we're not police. Um, Maybe it does work, and I use it if it does. But these kind of agreements are a big thing now. I think basically just talking to students is fine rather than kind of signing anything about what they will and won't do with AI, but it's up to you. And policies that are contextual, definitely one step we need to be making in 2026 is if you are guiding students on how they can or shouldn't or whatever about AI in your courses, you need to think a bit of it at the assignment level because every assignment you give can be different and it can have a different focus or a different outcome. I think there's huge differences between, using this for, say, an opinionated essay rather than a classroom debate or a presentation. And it really depends on what you believe as well. Put your own voice in there as well. What do you think they should and shouldn't do? What do you want them to learn? What do you want them to focus on, right? Um, this one you may be seen. This was published last year and been republished a couple of times, I think, in TESOL Connections and other places as well. I quite like this because this is a very simple version. This is the AI assessment scale. And I think it needs updating depending on who you are. I wouldn't copy and paste this into your classes because it's never going to fit exactly what you're after perfectly. So I think you need to look through things like this and choose how to change things. Maybe just a sentence like you can, or two, you can see in bold there. I mean, you've got number one there. It's like no AI. AI is the devil. Stay away from it. The kind of, off, go away with it completely. Maybe there's good times for that. I think there are actually. And then you go right down to 5. 5 doesn't mean the AI exploration doesn't mean use AI however you like. Usually these scales don't ever get that high. Basically, just give over your brain to AI. They'll go down to exploration or something like that, which is kind of saying, work with it in any stage, but, keep your own voice and make sure you check on things. Um, I quite like the planning stage one, number 2 there. I quite like students just putting phones away or closing computers and only having AI at very set times so that they maintain their voice and their own thinking in the process of things. Um, and again, these kind of assessment scales or guidance sets like this, I encourage you to create your own actually, because I think we need to be doing it a lot more for our own contexts. And Stanford has actually been doing some really good stuff on this. I've looked around for a lot of universities, and they seem pretty clear in what they're doing. And they're a very, I mean, they're a great university, world renowned, and they're doing some very good things that I think we can follow and take a good example from. Um, it's very transparent in a lot of their guidance that AI is kind of different for each course and assignment, like I've been talking about. So they expect each course and within those courses, each assignment to have an outline about AI. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of thinking, and it can take a lot of time every time you give students something to, explain this. So try to make it simple, not too overwhelming. But again, we need to invest time to do that, right? They also let departments set the boundaries, and I think that's wonderful. I'm not a huge fan of kind of top-down instruction on AI usage or policies. I think every university or school or institute has to make a decision about AI, but I really believe the best policies and guidance is going to come from everybody here, you guys, the teachers, right? I think it's going to come from the people in the classrooms, the people doing the research, people working with students. And I think that should be decentralized and done that way. So don't be afraid to step up and try and empower yourself to say what you think those guidances or those boundaries should be. And they're promoting assignment level guidance. It's very similar to what I just said. Yeah, just make sure that you're thinking about it every time you give students a piece of work. And yeah, Stanford actually require the instructors to come up with what's acceptable and not acceptable with AI. They don't just say, we'll give you the rules. They actually say, okay, it's your job as a teacher to figure this out. And I think we need to take that power back to the teachers now in this third wave, especially 2026 and 27 as well. So that's the first two. Connect and guidance. There are two more I'll go through. The third one here is my favorite. It connects a lot with my own passion as a teacher, and I hope it will for you too. And this is about keeping student thinking at the center of the learning. Critical thinking is what I'm talking about. This second wave fear, students are going to become way too reliant on AI. They're going to reduce their critical thinking power. They're basically never going to think for themselves again. There's partial truth to that. Lots of debates about that. I think Gen Z have taken quite a big impact with that because they're pretty grown up. They are adults, a lot of them, and they see an easy way out of doing things because of this technology. So what can we do to kind of bring them back to that or avoid future generations like Gen Alpha falling into the same trap, right? So I'm going to give you a few examples of classroom activities or assignments that I've talked about. There are so many. I'm sure everybody here knows a lot that I have no idea about. You could tell me all about. I'm just going to give you a few of the ones that I've heard people talk about the most, some that I've tried myself, and the ones that I think give us the greatest message of what we're trying to keep in the learning, the thinking. So the first one is AI versus human analysis. Basically, students can just compare a written piece of work that was maybe done by a human and by AI. Really easy to do. You could just do this yourself. You could write out a paragraph even, and then have AI do the same thing when you prompted it to do that. And then maybe it's easy for the students to see which is yours and which is the AI's, but then they have to think about why, and they have to think about which one they prefer. And I've had all kinds of wonderful discussions come out of things like this. There's more heart in this one, it has more detail, or this one has much less mistakes and flows more easily, maybe the AI version. So they're actually thinking about what AI is and what it can't do as well with these kind of activities. And it's fun. They like to audit as well. We've basically done in class. Someone do this with Gemini, someone do this with Copilot, someone do it with ChatGPT. Then we'll put them all on the screen and have a debate. Which one's best? Why? What other kinds of activities would be better for this one? And which ones had weaknesses and why, and which ones maybe had bias. We asked some really interesting, maybe not so great questions, things like, is Putin a good guy? Things like that. And some of the responses we got a couple of years ago were much more kind of actual opinionated, biased responses, which I don't want to give an opinion about, right? But now AI is actually moving into the I should not talk about that. That's not something I should give an opinion on. So it's improving bias for sure, but it's very important students are aware of it, right? And that obviously AI isn't always right. We know that. I love this one, and I'm going to show you an example of this in a moment. Prompt design challenges. I've been doing a little bit of this, and I'm going to do more of this year with my students, which is basically you'll give them a task, and you'll say, okay, you've got only 5 prompts to get there. So you can ask AI to make something for you or do something for you. Like, okay, you have to write a song in English, or you have to write, a funny short play or something like that. And you can only adjust it or communicate with AI, whichever one you use, ChatGPT or Copilot. You only get 5 interactions with it, only 5 goes. And then your fifth one, you're going to show the class, and we're going to vote who the winner is. And this is great. It's showing them, the human is in control. The human's input really matters, and you should be utilizing it as a tool, not being guided by it. Um, Another one is checking facts. I think students should do this anyway, but a lot of them don't because they don't want to spend the time once AI gives them an answer. When AI tells them a fact or something, say, right, you've got to go and find at least 2 other resources that can tell you about that aren't AI. Even though, things like Google now, there is a lot of AI involved, so it's a little bit tricky. There are ways to turn it off. I won't spend hours talking about that now, but um, just back checking things or fact checking things is a really good skill for students. I'm a big fan of that as well. And debates. I love having debates. I think it's a really good way to bring AI to the center of learning, technology in general, and also critical thinking. Have maybe 2 teams in your class. A team, you're going to have to defend AI. It's never cheating, it's totally fine. B team on the other side of the room, you hate it. You're going to have to talk about everything that's wrong with it. And let them prepare. Ironically, let them prepare using AI so that they get all their facts together about it, and debate. Have some fun with it, and it's a great way to keep lots of thinking in your classroom as well, right? I do a lot of stuff. I've done a TEDx talk, and I create a lot of free materials because this really is, since I'd say about 2023, been a big part of my personal kind of mission, if you like, is to let everybody realize that the pain and the struggle we have in learning is really important. And I think it's really important not just to talk to teachers, because we all know that. We have to get through to students about that. So someone said to me I should do a talk about it, and I did. And I made lots of lesson materials for free with that as well. And you can find them on my website, that's there, or you can just ask me and I'll send them or give you the link. Try to get your students to watch things like this. Not only me, there are lots of things on there about AI and critical thinking. Don't just let it come from a teacher's viewpoint, because it's always just like, okay, the teacher's telling me to do it. That means I don't have to do it if they're not there, right? But if you can actually get them to actually really think about it in themselves, about why it's important to struggle and why it's important to learn, for your brain and your future and your skills, I think that's the way forward. And it's hard, but maybe take a look at that. There's actually now a prompt engineering championship. I don't know if you've heard of this. It's in Dubai, and I didn't know much about this until last year, and I believe it will be happening again this year. I don't know huge amounts about it, but the idea of it, I absolutely love. And this isn't about language learning. This is just in general use of AI, right? And it's inspired me to actually bring this into my own classrooms for like I just mentioned, having kind of competitions or games. How well can you use it? And it's great because it shows, what kind of strategies and judgment you need to use AI. It's not just a passive thing that will do it for you. The human is the one who does it. You have to iterate, critique, refine, and redo everything that you're doing with AI to make it really effective for you, right? And it's lots of things they do in the competition, things like art, video, gaming, coding. Um, but of course, you can use it for learning a language as well in the same way. And again, like I said, it highlights the creativity of the human. That's the big part. The human is in the driving seat in these competitions, and that's the person who is the champion, not AI. And I love that. And it also shows everybody where AI can let you down, the limits, the failures. It highlights all of that in the process. I think that's also a really good thing. And metacognition, people are learning how to learn. They're learning how to learn with AI, not just follow like a sheep and get the answer that everyone else will get. Learning how to learn is a term you probably heard a lot. It's certainly applicable to AI at the moment, right? So one left. I'm not doing too bad for time. This is a big one. This is about assessment. And I think this is a question that we all have here. I don't think there are many people in the world, especially in language education, who are not worried about how to assess students at the moment. Things like the old essay of just, writing out something about your opinion or global warming, going home on the weekend, coming back with it. That's kind of dead now. That's, it's too simple for students to do. There's no voice in it, and we can't know what they've learned, what's going on, right? So portfolios are kind of making a comeback. This used to be a thing in teaching, I think. So, students showing the process rather than the product. Different stages they went through. How did you write something? Show me the decisions you made. Or if it was on a computer, some screenshots. What websites did you visit? Which websites did you not choose to use and why? Prompts as well, maybe just screenshots of how they used AI. Show me the conversation you had. Obviously, be careful of privacy with things like this, but I think this kind of portfolio building can be fantastic. The one issue you're probably already thinking, and I agree, it can be time consuming. If we're going to start assessing students like this, it can take a lot more time than just saying hand in an essay or just do a presentation, right? So we have to still think about how we're going to do this effectively with time. Oral defenses, I think that's a great thing for everything, really. I mean, anyone here with a PhD, maybe with your master's, you had to defend it. You had to actually show that one, you knew your topic, and I think it's just good. It makes you better at understanding it. It obviously makes you accountable. Make sure you know what you did. You didn't have your brother do it or something like that. Someone who hands in a piece of work actually knows what it is and they can show they did it. But it also increases the amount of thinking that goes in. I think it's a great thing. But again, time consuming. So think of ways to do that. You could have them make short videos about it, maybe, if you have no time, something like that. Um, like I talked about before, some checkpoints in the learning process where there is no AI. Um, Maybe say, okay, in the next 10 minutes, phones away. You cannot refer to any technology. I want your honest opinions on this topic, and I want you to write out, 5 key points about it. Once everyone has 5 key points written down, then we can bring the phones out again. Something like that. And also, you can also connecting to what I'm talking about with assessment here, you can do little tests in the class as well. What are they able to do without AI when you take it away? Um, you know, think about how you do tests. Are they allowed to have phones out or not? I mean, sometimes some people say yes, some say no. So just think about that. Um, Collaboration scoring with AI as well. Yeah, some rubrics, how well do they work with it? Kind of like the competition stuff I was talking about, not just grading them on what kind of English or output they can produce, but were they very good at using AI to get there? You can do it that way too. UNESCO, an article last year looked well deeply into this, and I love this article because when I read it, it was just like, yes, I've been thinking exactly the same thing. And I think a lot of teachers have been thinking this, and it's lovely to see it written down somewhere very official. That isn't just about language learning, right? This is just education in general. So this is talking about, a very deep thing. What are we measuring? What do we want students to be learning in our classrooms? And this is always changing, I think. So this article, and I think you'll probably agree, rather than just memorizing things, the recall, we need to be looking at their reasoning. What are their opinions? What is their critical thinking and their creativity behind their learning? Process over product is a big thing. Process, as much as you can, should be slowly becoming the focus of our assessment, right? Not just looking at, what they produce at the end of it. Um, Authentic context as well. I think keeping things real world is good. I'm not 100% in agreement with this one because it says trying to make situations where AI cannot be easily used or, cannot easily replicate things. I think it's kind of unavoidable. And I think real world is, having real world assignments is really important. I think we've already done this by, making students write things about themselves, something very personal, so they can't just do it with AI. Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to do it. I'm not 100% with that, though. Again, defense, having oral defenses and dialogues about things that they're doing. Again, this came up. So this is definitely something, we need to be focusing on with the time that we have, if we can. And the ethics as well, right? um, how they're using it responsibly, focusing on ways that students are using AI in a responsible and ethical way. So those are the things in that article. Take a look if you can. It's almost a year old. I don't think anything's changing there though. I think we're still in this period of thought about the whole thing. So those are my four big things. I hope something was useful in there. I'm sure a lot of you here know things that I don't. I just think those are four really good things to focus on at this moment in time in this what we call the third wave, which is certainly this year, to make sure AI is not scary, it's not going to frustrate us as much, and we make some positive steps forward so we don't just get stuck in this second wave of AI is bad, it's destroying thinking. These are some of the steps we can take, and I really recommend, even if you just look at one of those things, to help yourself move forward as a teacher and feel less stressed about it as well. So I'm just going to recap quickly and then go on to a very last, maybe a couple more minutes. And then I haven't looked at the chat. I'm sorry. I got caught in my own thoughts. But I promise I'm going to visit as many of the questions I can with Plamin at the end there. So with the first wave, we had, AI hit us as an amazing thing. Second wave, I think some of us maybe are still in this. Is it making students lazy? Are they depending on it too much? Are they not thinking anymore? This is certainly where we should be now, and I think we are. How can we integrate it successfully into the learning process with those four things I was just talking about? And there are more, of course. The fourth wave, what's going to happen next? What do you think? I mean, let's say AI becomes a very saturated part of our students' world, Um, if it's everywhere, and I'm thinking about the younger students, especially Gen Alpha, who are, pretty young at the moment. We're talking about like elementary school or, first or middle school. When those guys are in work or before they join workforces, what do we need to be making sure of? So I've got a few ideas. Um, it could be the co-creation. This could be how the human and the AI basically work as a pair. So they're not just we've not just integrated AI, but it's become a real part of their life. The same way that our phones are now. You never see a person walking around without a phone anymore. Anywhere in the world, really, no matter what situation. I mean, obviously, finance is a thing, and some people obviously don't have phones, but somehow we're so connected to it, especially younger people. Somehow or other, they always seem to have a phone and some way of connecting. So that co-creation with AI, how is it going to become a big partner or a friend in their lives? It could be more.
Hey, Robert, sorry, you are on mute. Sorry about that. You muted yourself.
Ah, no problem. Sorry. Thanks for letting me know. I think
Sure.
I'm flying my hand around. That's why. Yeah, it could be maybe to do with the assessment, maybe making sure that we're really focusing on the right things to keep the thinking and the learning. Um, it could be more about the meta learning, learning how to learn with AI, especially in their own process, because we're not always going to be around them, right? Or it could be, it could always be about just making sure that they're using AI responsibly. And I think it's going to be a combination of all these things, really. So these are just some of my thoughts. Nobody knows what's going to come next, but um, I think it's always important we think about the future and a kind of, have a look at the different waves that are coming with AI. And, bring together not only our opinions, but the research, teacher voices, student voices. So that's what I've been trying to do today. You can get in touch with me. The University Grapevine is my biggest project as well. Culture Club, you can see there. The easiest thing to do if you want to just talk with me about research or connect is my website, which you can see there. That's it for me. I just want to say thank you so much for listening. I hope something was useful for you because there is so much to talk about with AI. And I think it's okay not to be an expert at everything as well. And I'm certainly not. But yeah, I'd love to move on to questions or anything that we might have now.
Robert, thank you so much. That was absolutely brilliant. I liked how you walked us through the evolution of Gen AI since the birth of ChatGPT, I
Yeah.
guess in late 2022. I think we also appreciated the approach to curriculum design, but I think more importantly, how to collaborate with our learners. I think this is what we should be doing. Absolutely. There were a couple of comments previously, so I actually shared the link to your checklist, if that's all right.
Oh, that's great.
Uh,
Thanks. Thanks so much.
yeah, absolutely. There was a comment by Arlita who says that this is an impressively bold initiative. I'm not sure if the participant was referring to the one that you shared from the university, K
Maybe
University, I
maybe the
guess.
KO University,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah.
Um, Khalid says human AI integrated model would be more acceptable to academia and to research. I'm not sure
Hmm.
if you want to respond. This
Yeah, I've
comment.
just found that one in there. So, Khalid, right? Thanks so much.
Yeah,
Human AI integrated model would be more acceptable to academia and research. I mean, I'm when I'm reading that, I'm guessing is this be more acceptable to academia and research? So, this is talking more about from a researcher's perspective. Um, Yeah, I mean, if I'm reading this correctly, I think this is talking more about how is this AI and humans, how can they work together in things like research, publishing, and things like that. Certainly, yeah, I think it is more acceptable. I think my presentation today is talking more about critical thinking for younger learners. I think AI's dangers or usages are different, very much dependent on what stage of your career or age you're at. I mean, a young learner, like a 5-year-old, compared to a university student, compared to a professor. I think all three of those guys have different needs or things that AI is not going to affect as much as other things. I'm actually very, to go slightly off topic with that, I'm very optimistic about younger learners right now, Gen Alpha, because they love to learn. Some of them feel cheated when AI does things for them. I think a lot of our dangers that we talk about are for Gen Z. They're the guys, who are trying to study in high schools and universities. So researchers, obviously, I don't encourage any use of AI that just creates papers or anything like that. But I think it's good to come up with ideas. Yeah, like if you're stuck on how to create a research question, sure, why not? It's something good to talk with, right?
absolutely.
I hope that answered what the question was. Yeah.
I hope you did. And in terms of your idea about the fourth wave, I remembered Sarah Eaton's work of the University of Calgary, who has this concept of post-plagiarism, and that human AI interaction will become the norm. So instead of avoiding it, of course, we should be actively thinking, as you said, how to build and foster our learners' metacognitive awareness.
Right, right. I agree.
I
Yeah,
am
I mean,
not.
I think we can't avoid it. So we just have to move forward with like any other technology that came into the world, right?
And in the field of language education, in my opinion, we were in this love-hate relationship when we were kind of navigating this push-pull moment. I think right now probably most educators are starting to warm up to this idea that AI should be a part of it, because our assumption is that the students are using it anyway. So instead of working in silos, I think, as you said correctly, we should bring the conversation to our classrooms and see how we can learn together with the students.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally agree.
Well, I don't see any more questions or comments. Maybe just another 10 seconds if anybody is typing their last minute question or comment.
I'll also
Oh,
put my,
yes.
oh, sorry, I'll just put my website link in there if that comes in.
There's one more question.
Okay,
How can students prepare for AI-driven future? Big question there.
that covers everything, right? Yeah, how can students prepare for an AI-driven future? I mean, Um, I don't think students need to think about it so much themselves. I mean, the world is just going to become what it becomes. We can never know exactly what technology is going to do or what's going to come in the next, I mean, things like even when like the iPhone came out, no one was ready for that, and it changed everything, right? The internet, all these different technologies. The only message I would have for students, and it's the hardest one for them to hear, is you've got to struggle, and you've got to struggle in your learning. And it's a really good thing to struggle. And I talk about this a lot with my students, and I try to give them examples. So if you're going to give students a message, I compare it to things like taking a driving test. I mean, learning to drive a car is a really important thing. And if you could just skip a driving class, all your classes, and just buy a self-driving automated AI car, that's great. It's convenient. But if that car breaks down, you're just like a baby. You can't do anything. And the skills you learn when you drive, how to look around you, how to think about distances, anticipate things, build confidence in your ability to do things at the same time, those are really good skills that you learn that you put into other things later on in your life. So don't try and take shortcuts because you're actually cheating yourself. But students don't always want to hear that. But I think that's a message to keep as we go forward with AI.
Absolutely. And it's a good reminder that learning is slow, learning is organic, learning is messy, and sometimes AI can make things fast, but this may not necessarily translate into good learning. So thank you for
Right,
that reminder as well.
right.
I don't see any other comment or questions, so we would like to thank you, Robert, for your time today, for sharing your transferable insights and pedagogical implications. Thank you so much, and we'll look forward to having you again at our sake.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks. And please get in contact with me if you have any questions or want to just chat. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. And folks, I have just shared the link to the feedback form. You can fill it out and you will receive your certificate of attendance within 7 business days. Um, you are more than welcome to also join our WhatsApp group where we get updates about future events. As Yusra shared, the link to our YouTube channel where we can rewatch the
The record.
recording of this and other webinars. And also don't forget to follow us on all social media such as Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Thank everybody for joining us today, and we do look forward to seeing you at our future events. Thank you and stay well, everybody.
Thank you so much. Goodbye, everyone.